Canada 150 and Me is an entirely youth-led initiative. Pretty much everything from the design of the program to the organization of events to the execution of them today has been driven by youth. Our whole purpose in creating Canada 150 and Me was to provide an opportunity for young Canadians to take a leadership role in marking the 150th as a milestone and setting the stage for the next 150 years.
As elders have to sift through them so that we can pass on to the coming generation what we've learned.
And when you're with other people that have the same opinions as you or have the same feelings and thinking about what Canada should be doing, right? It's really cool to see others' perspectives and how they want to change Canada, how we want to change Canada.
Don't take your green space and your nature for granted.
We're really excited to take you out and show you around.
As our flight was coming in, I was just thinking I'm going to see the Pacific Ocean for the first time and all that kind of stuff, seeing a whole new landscapes.
If we use something like social media to make more of a lasting change, perhaps by posting more about environmental things that maybe you're passionate about or just little things that you do around your house.
Bien, moi, c'est sûr que ça m'a permis de découvrir à quel point on avait une belle nature au Canada. Puis ça m'a permis de réaliser qu'il faudrait faire plus attention pour garder cette belle nature ici.
So I really hope to be able to impart some knowledge to them while also at the same time gaining some new ideas and new knowledge.
I came here because I take a very serious pride in things like social justice.
We are delighted to have you guys here.
One of the biggest skills that I identified was original thinking.
Taking risks and trying new things as a nation, as a population, will really help us go forwards as a country.
Le petit village qui s'appelle Saint-Germain-de-Grand-Table était accueilli par mes grands-parents comme, pas pour la couleur de sa peau, mais bien pour les valeurs qu'il véhiculait.
New technologies would be the way of overcoming homophily. And the big surprise has been that it's proving to be the contrary. That's what we're starting to see really very recently. In the last 5 years maybe, that's become a topic that a lot of people are catching on to.
But I want you to know, no matter where you start from, there's a world out there that needs your dream, your vision, needs your idea. You are the generation.
I was a Girl Guide, I was all these things that had to do with empowering women. And I just never really grasped the concept of why we have inequality and why feminism is so frowned upon, because it just means equality. So I decided to try and promote my ideas in a way that was artistic and catchy and a way that people could very easily understand.
Trying to keep your
And I think once we have the proper attitude and once we demand inclusiveness, I think we'll solve a lot of issues.
And the biggest challenge that we have to face, and sometimes tragedy like this one, They are the most difficult times of our lives, but they're also the times where we learn the most about who we are, about the people around us. You know, this is a country where everything is possible. And if it was possible for me, surely it is possible to each and all of you. And it is possible when we decide that we want to do it.
Being on reserves, being exposed to all that kind of stuff, you really get a sense of what's real about it, and it's not just something that you see from far away.
My family and I were immigrants, and I'm Christian, and I wanted to relate it to Canaan, the land of milk and honey, and so it's the promised land in the Bible, and I wanted to relate it as Canada being the promised land for us.
I really want to see different perspectives on how other Canadians see other opportunities for Canadian growth, especially within the BC region and within closer to home.
Diversity is actually a feature of democracy. In and of itself, it's not interesting. It only becomes interesting if you create a deliberate path to inclusion. But I think it is really important to experience the world in all its glory, with all its challenges. So I would say that's the best thing. At your young age, go and experience the world. Take a risk. Learn to fall down. That's how you will become strong.
Welcome to Winnipeg, and this wonderful metaphor called the Museum of Human Rights, which really stands as a strong beacon for this city, I hope for all of you across the country.
I encourage you to really listen and to have those conversations, because that's where human rights work really begins.
When I came here, I found a lot of people who were different than me from their backgrounds, but I liked how we all came together with the same passions and interests.
I think that it's awesome that we were incorporating a lot of aspects of Indigenous culture into our trip.
Moi, dans le fond, j'ai fait un projet sur la représentation des femmes en politique. Fait que j'ai fait une recherche avec mon professeur d'histoire, ma directrice, pour essayer de comprendre pourquoi les femmes ne sont pas représentées adéquatement en politique.
To speak to the young people is so important, because you will be the driving force of Canada in the years to come.
There were just so many different pairs of eyes, and they had a completely different story to tell. And I felt that was something that I've never really had much exposure to.
Pour éduquer la génération plus jeune ainsi que les adultes dans notre société. Et nous sommes respectés par ces deux parties et nous avons une voix.
I hope in your discussions you'll find out how you can stretch out to those strangers beyond our gates.
So if there's one thing that you guys take away from today, is that each and every single one of you can have an absolutely massive impact in this world. I don't care your race, your skin color, your religion, your background, anything at all. If you have the drive, all you have to do is decide and go for it.
En tant que gouverneur général, je suis très encouragé par la portée de vos discussions. Pourquoi? Why? Parce que ces thèmes et les autres priorités que vous avez abordées sont essentiels au succès de notre pays.
I dreamed of being successful and rising to the top, but all the locked doors only made me stop.
Don't say I didn't try, because I gave it my all. The past is held against me, the reality made me fall.
I am feeling so good about the next 150 years. Your presentations were full of optimism and hope and a real focus on the issues.
We are all united.
Tout le monde a le droit au soutien.
Everyone has the right to hope.
Tout le monde a le droit à la liberté.
Everyone has the right to humanity.
That you don't have to be elected to be a leader. And you're already leading. You're already leading in a good way. And you're the ones that are going to really breathe life into those words of diversity. Through diversity, there's much strength. And your acceptance and your validation that everybody's contribution in this world and this country is equal.